Have you guys ever had an injury where it felt like you were going to never recover? Maybe it was a parent or a grandparent that maybe fell down a flight of stairs or had a stroke. Do you have a child in your life that has special needs? It might even be an adult. In all those cases, they would probably go see an occupational therapist. An occupational therapist is kind of like physical therapy, except for it works with the fine motor skills. It helps you be able to, let's just say, pick up this mouse and be able to move it around so you can function on a computer. With occupational therapy and any job in general, people are going to probably ask you who you are working with, how much money you make, and if it truly makes you happy. And that's what I'm going to be talking about here. My first subject is children and occupational therapy. With this, there's many subsections, and they work with children around the ages of birth to 15 years old. Peabody Developmental Motor Skills, it just evaluates how well, not how well, but how you do things. So if you pick up a pencil like this, it's no big deal. And this works with children from the ages of birth to 7 years old. The next is Brudzinski-Oscarsky Test of Motor Proficiency. And with this one, instead of seeing if you can pick up the pencil, it tests how well you can pick it up. If you can write like this or like this. And that works with children from the age of 4 to 14. Developmental Test of Visual Motor Integration works with children from the ages of 2 to 15, and this looks at pretty much where things are compared to you. For example, Devin, I could ask you, is that exit sign over there to the left or the right of you?
The left.
And you would say the left. And the next thing is Motor Free Visual Perceptual Test. This looks at if I ask you guys, where's the whiteboard? All you guys would point over here. If I ask you guys where the books are, you would point over here towards the library. Developmental Test of Perception puts all of these things together. Can you walk underneath that exit sign? Can you point to where the books are and then follow that and go to where those books are? It just pulls everything together. The next thing is adults that work with occupational therapists. For this, I'm looking at if the adult is pre or post memory loss. And if you're in the early stages of memory loss, the occupational therapist gets your house ready for when you are going to really go downhill and not be able to function as well as you were before. In the later stages of memory loss, they're not only your occupational therapist, but they're also kind of a friend to your family because the occupational therapist knows what's going on with you and your family really doesn't. They also will help strengthen your core, strengthen your legs, so it's easier for you to walk and they don't have to worry about you falling or your family doesn't have to worry about you falling. Now, not only are there different ages, but there's also different money ranges that you can make while working in this career choice. With occupational therapy, the average person will make about $36.25 an hour. That amounts to about $75,000 a year. There's also many chances for pay raises and promotions. It just all depends on where you work and who you work for. I know an occupational therapist, and I think she gets paid $75 an hour, and she just works whatever time she wants to. If she wants to work with one client that day, she does. If she wants to work with 10 clients that day, she does. Now, we're going to look at how satisfied occupational therapy makes you feel. My dad, since I've been little, has always told me this quote: find something you love to do, and you'll never work a day in your life. And Harvey Mackay said that. By that, he pretty much means if you do something you love, it's not going to feel like work. It's just going to feel like something fun. And right now is where I was going to do an interview that I was supposed to have, but I never got a call back from them. And I called multiple places. But all I was going to ask them is why they chose to do occupational therapy. And since this is my intended career choice, I'm going to tell you why I want to become an occupational therapist. Right now I work with children with special needs, and they just brighten my day whenever I'm down. And I've just always wanted to help them become better and become what is now called mainstream children. So instead of being in a special school, you're in the public schools with normal children. And this is my dream job. I want to become an occupational therapist. I want to help children. And if I can't help children with special needs, I would love to help adults that can't function per se.